What's up, everybody? The 901 MC back again with a different video this time. Yes, we did the Scream 6 review, and I think I was a little too harsh on it. This is the spoiler-filled review. This will reveal the killers. It doesn't really reveal too much about the movie, but revealing the killers gives you my theory of why the Scream franchise is all about family. Just like old Dominic Toretto said, it's all about family. And this is the same thing. It's all about family. And I'll explain why. So, in the first Scream, the two killers are Billy Loomis and Stu Macher. We know Billy and Stu, they were the killers. Billy was Sidney Prescott's boyfriend. Stu was his best friend. And they tried to kill Sidney because Billy said that his marriage was broken up by Sidney's mother sleeping with his father. All right. So there's Scream 1. All right. Now, to explain all this, you got to go back to Scream 1. So Scream 1 is the boyfriend. All right. Scream 2 is Mickey and Debbie Salt. Scream 2 takes place in a completely different location than Woodsboro. So Mickey was just a crazy dude that Debbie met online, who was close, could get close to him, and he was kind of the innocent bystander. Now, there's a common pattern. There's always someone who is closely related, then someone who is just a crazy fuck, basically. I'll probably have to bleep that out. That's probably going to be bad. Anyway, so, probably not. I'll just leave it in. We're just going to keep rolling. So, Debbie Salt is the mother of Billy Loomis. Okay, so now you have the original killer, Billy Loomis, and then you have his mother coming to avenge him. So there you go. There's key number 1 of all about family. And you're like, okay, that's only 2 movies. Well, we go to Scream 3. The killer in Scream 3 is Roman Bridger, who comes out as Sidney's half brother. Sidney's half brother who got Billy into killing in the first place, or, in a roundabout way. It said that he convinced him to kill Maureen for revenge. He kind of got him going. Well, there you go. Now we have the mother that avenges the son, and now the stepbrother, or not the stepbrother, the half brother, who tries to kill the half sister, So now you have a brother. There's Scream 3. Scream 4 is Sidney's cousin. You still see what I'm saying? It's all about family. Everything in this has someone about their family. So you have the son and Billy, his mother trying to avenge him. Then you had the half brother who tried to kill his sister. And then in 4, you have the cousin who tries to kill Sidney. So now you got a cousin. You don't even have like close relations. You got a cousin. She wanted to kill Sidney just because Sidney was famous. 4, we don't like to talk about. That's why 5 is what they call a requel. In 5, the killer is, it's a requel, which means they're basically rebooting the franchise with older characters still in the same timeline. So if this is a remake of sorts, you should have already known who the killer would be in Scream 5, the boyfriend, just like Stu, the boyfriend and a friend of his. There you go. You got Richie and what is her name? Amber. I think her name was Amber. I can't ever remember the other's name because she's so insignificant. Anyway, they wanted to recreate the Stab movie, which was 1 in our universe, but Stab in their universe. All right, so there's the new Scream. That's basically what they call it, because it wasn't called Scream 5. It was just called Scream. They're trying to remake Scream, right? So it's the boyfriend, just like the original. The only little twist in it, because they add a little twist because it's a requel, is that instead of Sidney, the victim, you have Billy Loomis's daughter. So you have, the daughter of the legacy character of Billy, the first killer. But in this one, her boyfriend is trying to kill her. Just like the original Scream, it's the boyfriend. So before I go ahead and spoil 6, which I thought I had right here, but let's see. Still doesn't matter. I know who the killers are. I'll just have to look up their names. Because it's not showing it right here. Let's see. Yeah, it won't tell me. Anyway, so because I wanted to get their actual names right. In Scream 6, if Scream 5 that they didn't call 5 was the remake of Scream and it was the boyfriend, and in Scream 2 it was Billy Loomis's mother avenging his death, you should have already known who the killer in Scream 6 would be. The killer in Scream 5's parent come to avenge his death. Which, I mean, like, I went into it and just knew it instantly. The killer in Scream 6 is Richie's father. Now, the twist they put on it, and Richie's father is played by, damn, I can't remember his name. Dermot Mulroney or Dylan McDermott. They always get confused. Let me look up the Scream 6 cast members. Because, so in Scream 2, it was the mother avenging the son who was the killer. In Scream 6, which is really 6.2, they're in a different place other than Woodsboro. They're in New York. And the parent comes back to avenge the child. Dermot Mulroney, his Detective Bailey, he's a cop in this one. Now, the twist is his son and daughter are also the killers. So you have Jack Champion, which was Ethan, and then you have, I can't even say her name, Liana, I don't want to, Libertero, I don't want to mess her name up, who was Quinn. So Quinn and Ethan were Richie's brother and sister, and Detective Bailey was his father. All right. So those are the spoilers for Scream 6. Now, if you watch my review, I was a little harsh on it. The more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? It's kind of cool. This is really Scream 2.0, right? Because, well, excuse me, the first one would be 2.0, and then this one would be 2.2 if you think about it, because it's just a remake. So if this was a remake of 2, if you're a video game fan, it's like Village and Resident Evil 4. But if this is a remake of 2, then the parent should come back to avenge him. So what would be Scream 3? Who was the killer in Scream 3? Sidney's half-brother. Well, they want to make it very similar, you know, because the people like me who watch the originals, they want to get this aha moment, like, oh, it should have been. This is the aha moment I got. It was the father coming to avenge the son, just like it was the mother coming to avenge the son in 2. So in Scream 7, since they do add little twists, such as it's the father coming to avenge the son and his brother and sister. And we know that Sam and Tara, they don't have any other siblings, and I don't think they would go the exact same route. There's one person that they did mention in Scream 6. Here's another spoiler. They mentioned Stu. They mentioned Stu and showed references to Stu. And also hinted that Stu was still alive. Stu was the second killer in Scream 1, played by Matthew Lillard. All right. So you see where I'm going? Scream 7 will not be Stu Macher, but rather the child of Stu Macher. It will be either his son and daughter and Stu. So I think in 7, because as much as I kind of like 6 now, I feel like it's just kind of a stopgap to bring Sidney Prescott back in 7. And what better way to do that and have the killer be Stu Macher's child and him? Because you always have 2. Now, this would be the only departure of this would be they both know each other. But it only makes sense if you look at the pattern. So 1 is the boyfriend. Scream 5 was the boyfriend. 2 is the parent. Scream 6 is the parent. Scream 3 is the half brother, so the sibling. So Scream 7 should only be the sibling, the long lost brother or sister or son, son. I mean, not brother or sister, son or daughter of Stu. I think that's what they should do. I think in 7 it should be Stu Macher's sibling and not sibling, child, and then him. I think that would work. I think that would work really well. Is it going to happen? Who knows? Apparently they've got to make another one because this one, it was so successful. Scream 6 was pretty successful. But I think I'm a little bit nicer towards Scream 6 now that I've realized they're just following a pattern. But that pattern's cool for people who watch the originals like me. And then it's still cool for people who've never watched them. So I think they did a good job on doing that. They put it in New York. The Scream 2 was at college out of Woodsboro. It's pretty good. I think my opinions have changed on Scream 6. And I've seen a lot of criticisms by some of my fellow YouTubers who thought about that. But it only happened to me once I started watching the old Screams back. Because when I was in the theater, I was mad. I was like, this is terrible. It's because I wanted Stu back, but I still thought it was terrible. But really, I was mistaken. It was actually a pretty good one. It was Scream 2. If you like Scream 2, remade. This is the only thing you could say. But yeah, that's just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know if you agree with me or if you have different theories about it in the comment section. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is the first video like this we've ever done. We normally just do reactions and reviews, but this one, I had to get it out because I felt like my review was just a little too harsh. But yeah, join me next time, guys. See you then.